Hey guys, this is Tolhe and welcome to Let's Play Dungeons & Dragons 5th Edition. I'm here with Drixy.
Hi guys.
And we're going to be doing a one-on-one campaign. I'm going to be DMing and Drixy's going to be playing the one playable character.
Yes.
This is something we've done in the past, never recorded, but we thought it might be fun to do with the mics set up. Pretty easy to just turn them on, and we hope you guys enjoy.
Adventure time.
Adventure time, well, not that adventure time. All right, so...
Not that adventure time. It's Drixy and Tolhe adventure time.
So, I guess first place to start, you have a character made.
I do. My name is Anna Sayana Villicent. I'm an Eladrin Paladin soldier background. And this is the first time I'm playing this character. She's a subclass of an elven race, a Fey elven race. So she's going to be very interesting. She's got a lot of perks. Tolhe, you want to tell him my backstory?
Yeah, I can. So, I mean, we worked a little bit together on this, but also I had not seen someone play an Eladrin elf before, and so I was like, well, what is the background of, like, an Eladrin elf? I tend to play in Forgotten Realms. It's where my base is. I played a lot of Baldur's Gate growing up, and other of those game franchises, and so that's where my fantasy lore is. And I was like, okay, well, in the world of Forgotten Realms, where would I see an Eladrin elf? I went researching. I found out that the Moonshea Isles would be the best place to place a campaign for your character. Just for my own sanity, I went and looked into that quite a bit. And
off of the Sword Coast, correct?
Yeah, it's just off of the Sword Coast. Somewhere I had not ever seen before, and so I had to do a bunch of research, but I like doing that. It's one of my favorite things is learning new campaign areas, but still set in a world I know, which is Forgotten Realms. So maybe we'll visit some of those places like Baldur's Gates or Neverwinter at some point.
Well, we'll find out how adventurous my character can be.
Right, but to your backstory specifically. So
Yes.
For your backstory, what we kind of cooperated and came upon was that you are a guard/soldier for the city of Carador, which is the Serafal Kingdom, which is the kingdom of the Eladrin elves on the island of Gwent. So many titles, but you are...
One fun fact, though, about my city.
Yeah.
It's just floating in the middle of this lake.
It is. The Queen Ordoff had moved the kingdom to the Fae, and within the past 100 years moved it back to the mortal realm, the material plane. Material plane, not mortal realm, but back to the material plane.
Same.
And the city itself rose from the loch.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Stunning. Towers everywhere. Gorgeous.
Yeah. But you guard that city. But there was recently a caravan that was attacked by local pirates, and an artifact that was on transport was taken. You were assigned with a regiment of 8 other Eladrin soldiers/guards to go and retrieve the artifact. Finding the location where the artifact was taken, you found no real signs of which way the pirates had gone, and the regiment had decided to head to see allied dwarves in the nearby island of Eladrin, which is right north of the Gwyneth Island.
Yeah.
And this is a alliance that your people have with these dwarves, and the regiment leader knew that there was a seer there that you might be able to help find the artifact, where it might be hidden, because there's so many alcoves of pirate hideouts all throughout the 7 islands in the Moonshea Isles. You need some place to go.
Pirates are sneaky. They can hide anywhere.
So en route to the ferry that was set to take you to the High Rock. Yeah, the High Rock. High Rock is the name of the town.
Okay.
So en route to that ferry that was going to take you there, you were ambushed by some hooded, shaded men, and the rest of your regiment and you got separated. You went on ahead and waited for them as long as you could before the ferry had to leave, and they never arrived. So seeing this as an opportunity, because we decided that your character is only about 200 years old, so not...
She's young, she's ambitious.
She's young for the 700-year-old elves.
750.
750-year-old.
I'm quite young.
You decided that you saw this as an opportunity to go track down the artifact by yourself and find it for your queen and the prince, and be able to show your worth to them. So then you are en route on the ferry. You've left your regiment behind. You are now solo, and you are going to try and track down this artifact that was stolen by pirates. And your first lead is to go find this dwarf seer in the town of High Rock.
It's not even a lead. It's a desperate plea to find a lead.
Well, your regiment leader, who had communicated that this was the plan, was quite confident that she would be able to help you.
Okay.
So you're on the ferry.
Small ferry, yeah?
Yeah, it's run by a older lady named Poppy.
Poppy?
Yeah, Poppie. She runs this ferry with a couple of her siblings and her children. She's half a century old, so she's seen a good chunk, or another way to say that would be 50.
Yes.
She's 50 years old. But yeah, so she's half a century old, but she's run this ferry for some time, and you were able to procure her. Your regiment leader was able to procure her to pick you up beforehand. He had sent a messenger. She was waiting. She expected more, but you had no trouble being like, "Oh, I'm the one going." And she took you. She was like, "My pay's to ferry you."
Yep.
Yeah. She's like, "I'm to ferry, and I'll take you."
I mean, she made 7 times profit today. She probably paid per head, right? Like,
I don't know if. I mean. I don't know if it's 7 times profit. I don't know if she's really making per seat money, but all right, so
it's a hard business.
You see High Rock coming up in the distance.
Yeah.
There's a dock. She's actually not dropping you off at the location. So Captain Poppy and her crew drop you off at docks just east of the mining town of High Rock. She informs you that the walk into town is only about a mile. You should be able to just take the path up. There's a split in the road, and you should just go left.
Left.
Yeah, it's semi-wooded area. Coming up from this beach wharf, or the wharf on the beach, the woods becomes quite thick within about 20-30 feet from the water.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Poppy.
20-30 feet.
20-30 feet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna jump up onto the dock and give her an extra silver in her palm, saying thank you very much for the pleasant ride. This is for you and your kitties to have a nice hot meal tonight.
Well, I don't know how hot it'll be out at sea, but thank you, my dear. We'll be docked here for some time. If you need our services to go anywhere else, we've got a few things that we need to drop off in High Rock and a few things to supply. We're always looking for more people to ferry.
Yes, of course. Thank you. Your services are well appreciated. And I will take off down the dock, and I'll find this path. Is there like any fishing houses or any like little villages here, or is it pretty barren?
The dock itself is fairly barren. There's a shack, of general supplies and whatnot, but for the most part it's pretty empty beach. But it looks like it's just a little ways up the road. You can see High Rock down the beach a little further, but it looks like it's in a kind of precarious location. There's not really a great this is the best place to moor a ship.
Someone if you were say High Rock is on a high rock?
Yeah. It goes up a bit. So yeah, you can see up ahead that the fork, this path is fairly well tracked. Clear that they do a lot of cargo hauling, so it's a very well maintained road. You see a wooden signpost up at the intersection, one pointing to the left to High Rock, and another one pointing to Pearl Beach.
Pearl Beach. I'm gonna have to put that on my list to check out. I'd love to collect some pearls. In the meantime, I will head up towards High Rock.
Okay. You head down the road, about half a mile down.
Yeah.
You see what looks to be a group of scruffy-looking humans standing around a young dwarven woman. From the tone of their voices, from what you can hear, it sounds like they're harassing her.
Oh, why are humans here again? They're not supposed to be here. I'm gonna put all my little chainmail armor. I'm gonna stand up and make sure my shoulders are all thin, and I'm gonna march on over there.
Okay, they're a good 300 feet away right now.
I will hustle.
You start sprinting towards the group of humans. Just for your knowledge, you should be aware that Eladrin is the main human settlement in the Seven Isles. So this would be where you would see some humans, although High Rock is primarily a dwarven town.
I still don't like them.
Okay. So you head sprinting up. As you get within about 60 feet, they still haven't noticed you sprinting. They seemed very intent on their own little struggle, but you see one human raise his hand towards the dwarf, and in response she pulls a battle axe from her back. The
Oh
dwarf.
no!
And in an instant, the battle axe wreaths in red flames, and the hoodlums
The hoodlums.
the hoodlums
The hoodlums.
scatter at the show of force and magic. Great fear in their eyes, and they just sprint away from her. And so as you reach up to her, she's putting out the fire on the axe.
By any chance, does one of the humans come towards me, like in the path?
As soon as they see her, like, sheath this battle axe and it light a flame,
Yeah.
they run in fear.
Like which direction? None of them run towards me. They all run towards High Rock.
They all run towards High Rock.
Okay. Darn, I was gonna trip one. Anyway, I'll go up to the dwarven lady. Does she look still enraged, intimidated? Like, how's her presence? Will she hurt me?
Honestly, she seems like a little frazzled, but for the most part seems fine. She's putting away her battle axe, and she's just like kind of a little on guard. And as you come sprinting up to her, she almost goes to grab it back out again.
Halt! I mean no harm. I only came to protect you.
Well, I thought you might be another rapscallion hoodlum. You see them running, you see an opportunity to run up.
Do I look like a hoodlum to you? I wear this armor with pride.
She examines you.
I raise my chin a little bit, make sure to get a good angle of my nice fine cheekbones.
Oh, no, I suppose you look a little too polished to be a hoodlum.
Yes, I work
one
hard
of
on
these people harassing travelers. No, I suppose I must ask then, who are you?
I am Anna Sayana. I am on a mighty quest to see the seer of High Rock.
Well, you see her before you then.
Oh, well, I bow my head a little bit in very polite courtesy. I'm like, it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I believe you have been alerted of the regiments from Corridor to visit.
I've been alerted of no regiment.
Oh, well, maybe the message has not been delivered quite yet. My post-haste was too hasty.
Perhaps indeed. What business do you have with me?
We, recently it has come to our attention that an artifact has been stolen off of a caravan from some pirates. We were mentioned that you were able to help us locate such items.
I suppose I could. Yes.
At your leisure, of course. I see you're on your daily business.
Well, in fact, it's somewhat of a coincidence. I was heading down to Pearl Beach in searching of a regiment, a reagent, for a divination spell as we speak. I suppose I could probably get 2 charges out of it.
Is there actually pearls on Pearl's Beach? Just a personal question.
There is. I'm looking for a red pearl today.
They're common red?
Very, very rare, but I believe that I should be able to find at least one.
Oh, we better make that 2.
Well, I think with the one I should be able to accomplish 2 spells before it cracks.
Oh, even better. It cracks? No, we must have 2. I feel like I need one for my collection.
If you can find 2, I would be quite amazed. But if you
Excellent.
find it, it would be yours.
You bring me much joy to find 2. One for each of us. I will try my best.
Oh, well, yes, if you would help me. I've heard that there are some rumblings of these hoodlums, but also that there have been other attacks on the road of late.
It's becoming more frequent, madam.
Yes, the orcs of the Fairheight Ridge have become much more aggressive as of late. In fact, that's why I'm going to find the divination myself.
Do you have any ideas of why the orcs are acting such way?
Well, they've always been a trouble for us. I've not introduced myself.
Oh, my apologies.
I am Winnow Rustfire, daughter of the clan leader Narbert Rustfire.
All right, Miss Rosfar, thank you for making your presence. As I said, I am Anna Sayana, Viscount of the Royal Regiment of Carador, and I bow once again.
She semi bows back. Yes. Briefly, the orcs have been attacking the Rustfires and our clansmen,
But those were not orcs, they're for humans.
The humans are not that much of a concern. A simple show of force, and these hoodlums will go running at any sign of magic. No, I
They've
think.
always been cowardly creatures, haven't they?
Well, their fear of magic runs strong in the Isles.
With good right.
And so I find that just a simple representation of flame on my axe, and they leave me well enough alone. But no, it's the orcs in the area that are the true problem. And I've heard that they've become more aggressive as of late. And so are you not familiar with our plight?
I have to say, the first time I'm hearing of it, my lady, I'm so sorry.
No, you coming all the way from Gwyneth, you may not be aware, but my people, the Rustfire, were pushed out of your island. We used to have a major settlement there, but the unseelie Fae, the evil Fae, they came and pushed us out, and the underground tunnels that lead from Gwyneth Island to Alador was our only escape. And we, the Rustfire clan, have had to take refuge with the Rook Oath clan in order to be able to hold ourselves. But now we have these orcs falling upon us as well, and so we need to fight back these orcs, and then we want to be able to fight back through the tunnels and reclaim our homeland. That is what I seek the pearl for. I wish to give my father guidance. Him and the Rook Oath clan leader do not see eye to eye on how to best move forward with both the orcs and the retaking of our home from the Unsullied Fae.
Well, the Unsullied Fae, I definitely know all about.
No, sorry. The Unseelie Fae.
The Unseelie Fae, I definitely know all about. They are quite a ruckus over there.
Yes, I imagine you are constantly keeping them off your doorstep as well.
Doorstep, patio, front lawn, everywhere. They are not allowed.
Did I answer all your questions, though?
I believe so. Shall we make our way down to Pearl Beach, and we shall discuss our little matters further and get further acquainted?
With your conversation ending, you both head towards Pearl Beach.
Mm-hmm.
You head past where the ship was docked and continue on for another mile or two before the forest breaks out again and you're able to find yet another beachfront.
Beautiful vista.
It is. The terrain is a bit hilly, and then up in the distance you can see the Far Height Ridge Mountains. So the whole city is put against the visage of this large mountain ridge that runs most of the length of this part of the island. Basically, from looking north, you can see it runs all the way west, and then just slightly to the east here, you're meeting the shoreline again. And it's a fine sunny day. It's bright. There's a bit of a brisk wind. You got that salty air with the wind blowing from the east, and you have the sound of gulls, wailing in the distance, or I guess screeching. You come across, as you head out towards this beach, the tree line starts to fade, but tall bushes and shrubberies, lots of long grass, kind of meets between, or bridges the gap between the forest and the beach itself. Can I get a perception check?
Of course you may. First roll of the day, evening, morning, whenever you're listening. How about, that's a 9 plus perception, 13.
It's quite loud as the waves are crashing upon the shore. You almost have to shout in order to continue to converse with.
Quite wavy.
Yeah, it's
ocean waves.
It's a loud ocean day, and so you're not like yelling, but you're just having to like raise your voice quite a bit in order to be able to continue your conversation with Winnow. But you see a bit of rustling in the grass off to the right. And it's not just a little bit from the wind, it's clearly something moving through the grass in your direction.
I'm going to hold my pace and stare at it and see what happens. Does something come out?
Within a few seconds, about 20 feet up the road, a axe beak breaks out onto the trail.
I'm not familiar with axe beaks. Can you describe it for us, please? Oh, dude, it's like a prehistoric chocobo.
So axe beaks are these kind of ostrich, almost like chocobo-like creatures with a large, sharp axe face. Essentially, their beaks are large. The beak itself forms a sharp axe on the front of its face. But otherwise, it's kind of like a mix between a kind of ostrich chocobo type
It
creature.
looks like a big old chicken wing to me, and I'm gonna grab my rapier.
Roll initiative.
Initiative. So I'm a lowly 9. How big is this bird?
It is a large beast. So based on that, it would have to be like 8 feet tall.
This is a dang big bird.
But it's been a while since I've done stuff with like sizing, but based off of there is a chart here on the DM screen, but I'm more concerned by the fact that it says it's a large beast under. This is. Yeah, I'm gonna. I guess this thing is like 8 feet.
That makes sense because humans are average 5 and they're medium beasts, right?
Yeah, for sure. No, yeah, it's like it's 5-6 feet is medium.
And ostriches are big.
Yeah, it's a large bird. So, right. Neither you or it go first, though. As about 20 feet behind it, so about 40 feet away from you down the trail, 3 goblins break out from the bushes.
Really?
Yes. And 2 of them pull out short bows and proceed to fire at you.
Oh, goblins and big birds, oh my.
That's going to be a 7 to hit on the first bow.
That does not meet my armor class.
And the second one is going to be a 21.
Does not. Oh, yes, that does. 21. Oh my gosh.
And its arrow does 5 damage to you.
Ouchie.
So they both fire off. One of them whizzes over your head, going a little too far, and the second one kind of nails you directly into the shoulder. It hits with a large amount of damage, or a medium amount of damage to you, and it pierces into the skin moderately, but it is impaling into you.
Oh, I'm gonna take a moment and break off the wooden bar from the arrow, toss it on the ground.
The third goblin yells, and it's kind of pointing in your direction and yelling things in the goblin language, which I don't think you know.
I do not know goblin.
No, and so it's just screeching and yelling. And then your turn.
Does it look like the bird is following their command?
The bird does seem to swirl back at the goblin that's yelling at it, and then swing its head back towards you and veers its head down slightly. Kind of in an aggressive stance, as if it's about getting ready to sprint.
I'm going to stare that bird in the eye and tell it to rebel. And I'm going to cast command.
Okay. Is there a saving throw or anything on that?
A wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Or it must follow the command on its next turn.
And what is your DC? That's going to be your spellcrafting DC?
13.
13. Okay. Okay. It seems to whirl around, and it kind of had lowered itself. It was getting ready to charge, and it just like stands up straight again, and then just takes a slow step, turning around. 1, 2, 3, 4, and now it's facing them, and now it's starting to lean forward.
Yes, my pretty little chicken wing, get them.
Bird turns. You're ending your turn. You have no other actions?
No, I only did the one action. I don't have any bonuses, and cannot use my reaction as of right now.
Did you want to move up in any way? So, like, the bird is 20 feet away from you. The goblins are 40 feet away.
Oh, they're still quite far away. How is my new friend?
She seems to be kind of bracing herself. She's got her got her battle axe pulled out, and she's more just in a defensive stance.
I will stand with her, prepared with my shield to block any incoming attacks.
Okay. So
Keeping her on my left immediately so I can make sure I block anything from her.
Okay. Axebeak turns. The Axebeak turns, and it charges down towards the goblins, aiming for the one in the middle that had been yelling commands at it.
Excellent. Like a bowling ball, I hope for a strike.
It charges in, and it starts swinging its head wildly, slashing at the central goblin. Oh, no, sorry. Wrong dice.
That's all good.
It it charges in, and with one mighty swing of its head, slashes down across its body, pulling its head back, and then along the opposite diagonal, slashes down, creating an X down its torso. Its two arms fall away from its body as it like kind of, not fully, but like go limp off to one side as it almost is split into fours. Kind of held together, and it falls limp to the ground.
I just kind of lean over as I'm having my shield up to Madame Rosper, and I'm like, are those birds local? God damn.
It's rare to see one so aggressive coming to attack here along the shoreline, but I suppose these goblins must have persuaded it in some way. I guess your persuasion is better, though.
It's only gonna last for another minute.
The goblins go.
Okay.
Seeing what seemed to be their leader fall, they're quite, Oh, sorry. Before that,
Lady Lostfire.
Win now goes. She picks up an amulet that was under her shirt. It seems to be. Can you roll me a religion check?
Yes, of course. Religion being intelligence. 15.
You recognize it as the symbol of Baronar Truesilver, and she must be not only just a seer but a cleric as well. So that explains, I guess, the divination magic. But she. I say that like it's a realization for me as well. That must explain it. So she pulls out her amulet and it starts to glow a bright white light, and she says something under her breath, some sort of spell, and she reaches forward and just kind of motions in your direction with the other hand, and you feel
warm fuzzy feelings
as the arrowhead that you had left cracked pushes out of your body and falls down on the ground.
Warm and fuzzy, but uncomfortable.
But the hole behind it is completely sealed. You feel completely right as rain again.
Heal 5?
Heal 5.
Oh, Frostfire! I can get used to other plantains like you.
The goblins now go. The goblins, now terrified to see their leader fall before the creature that they had under their command, they
run like scattered pigeons.
Hold their ground.
And
you see that fear in their eye for a moment, and then they both look at each other, and then they look at the bird, and they both pull out they drop their bows to their side and pull out scimitars and start to wail on the bird. The first one,
the poor chicken wing,
does a large hauls back with his hand and swings in on it, trying to hit at its long neck. But the bird, being such a large creature, doesn't really have much maneuverability, and other than some feathers, doesn't seem like it has much defensive. Like, it's not scaled or anything, so this scimitar lands.
I'm just picturing
it's not
that
super
poor
agile,
little goblin just jumping up to reach for that neck, though. Like, this is an 8-foot bird, and this little goblin at 3 foot. It's got to have a good jump on it.
It slices into it, but it looks like it doesn't go very deep, and just leaves a scrape as blood starts to kind of pour down just a little bit, just a trickle. You see the feathers start to go red, is what you see. Not a trickle, but the feathers start to go a little red, but very slowly. The other one swings its scimitar, kind of aiming more low at the legs, not a wise move, as the bird just kind of dances off to one side. It seems a little more agile down there than it did with its neck. That's weird. I haven't DM'd in a while. I'm sorry. Okay, so is that weird? I don't know.
No, it's not weird. It's fine. It's dancing legs and torso stationary.
It's harder to hit the legs than it is the... Okay.
Yes.
Moving on. So we have the... so it misses with that attack. That seems to just enrage the Axebeak more, and now that it's bleeding and it's being attacked by these two little goblins. It is now your turn next. Can I see your spell for command, though? Just to...
Yes, absolutely. It is ended. It's one turn.
Okay, cool.
However, I'm going to hold because I feel like these two goblins and this Axebeak have become their own tango. And I'm just going to take Rossfire by the shoulder and we're just going to back up a little bit, my rapier at the ready, and just see if they actually approach us after.
Okay. You just hold then, basically.
Yes, I'm readying an action in case they do come at me.
So if you're readying action, you have to let me know what you're readying.
My rapier.
Okay, so if something comes near you, you'll attack it in the next round. Okay. So then the Axebeak goes. It swirls around at the goblin that struck it and swings down with its beak. But the goblin, now ready, puts up its blades, holding it with two hands, and manages to deflect the beak of this creature. And it kind of flails off to one side. You hear the ting of the metal vibrating as this beak hits it very, very hard. But there's that...
Give us a demonstration what this bird sounds like, please. Oh, beautiful. Elegant.
And, you know, I can't do it, but the sound of the blade is almost like that kind of that singing saw as the blade strikes against it.
Beautiful.
Or as the beak strikes against the blade. But it deflects the attack. And then Winnow, kind of following your lead, just stays near you, defensive, just holds position, seems to be also holding her blade up already. Her battle axe already.
Yes.
The goblins go again. They proceed to continue to wail on this bird. The first one, again, it knows where to hit, and it just hits, trying to hit in the same spot again, trying to deepen that wound. Manages to land in a similar spot. In fact, it hits and then slides into that same neck spot that it hit before, and it manages to get traction this time as it's got a starting point, and it digs deep. That's
poor chicken wing.
It kind of takes a huge slash across the neck. It's still a large creature, so it's now bleeding quite a bit more profusely. One might say it's become quite bloody, but it is still standing. It's a bit more wavered and a little bit more almost timid. It's taken a step back a bit. The other goblin now swings its sword, learning from its mistake before, aims more center torso, not towards these little dashy legs, and hits it along the center torso. It hits, and it does a bit more of a cut, but not doesn't look like it hits too deep. It's more of a grazing slash. The bird now seems quite unstable. It kind of moving around on its two legs, seems to be wobbling a little bit.
What do you want to do, Rosfire? You just want to leave him at it and I don't think the goblins are going to deal with us anymore with their little bird friend gone.
I would think the goblins will still try and come at us even after their bird friend is gone. Once one enemy's out of their way, I think they'll still come for us.
I mean, if you say so. You know the local goblins better than I do. Usually they're little cowards, but these guys seem brave. Alright, I take the one on the right, you take the one on the left?
I will hold your back. I may look like a fighter, but I'm not a very good one.
You could have fooled me. And they're 40 feet away?
You backed up a little bit, didn't you?
I backed up a little bit.
Yeah, so I would say you're maybe moved back 5 feet or so.
Yeah.
You didn't seem like you were saying you were going back too far.
No.
So they're 45 feet away at this point.
Okay, a weapon with reach. Like, I guess an additional 10 feet?
Do you have a weapon with reach?
I do.
It should say on the weapon.
I did not write that back.
What is it, a scimitar?
No, a whip.
That would be a 10-foot reach, yes.
So even with my 30 feet walking up and my whip, I'm still not going to make range because they're at 45 feet.
Yes, because you backed up.
Boo. So, is there anywhere I can kind of like tuck in, or is it just open beach? Any driftwood? Any?
So this is all still on the trail up to the beach.
Oh, okay.
It's tall grass on either side. They had They had emerged from the tall grass.
Quite tall then, if it's hiding a axe beak.
Oh, it's Pokemon tall.
Excellent. I'm gonna shift myself into the Pokemon tall grass, getting as close as I can to them with my rapier and my sword ready, as my whip is just a backup because I can't.
Rapier and sword? You mean
rapier and shield? Sorry.
Shield. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so you move up 30 feet into the brush. Trying to have a bit of cover from these goblins.
Hopefully having Rossfire behind me the whole time.
She goes after Axebeak, so we'll see what happens.
Okay.
So Axebeak goes. It now a bit bloody. Continues to hold its ground. It seems to waver for a second, and then with like a ferocity swings down on that goblin that's been hitting it quite hard in the neck. And it lands a blow, striking through the goblin's guard, and smashing it the rapier out of its hand and hitting it in the chest. The goblin starts to bleed profusely, but it's still standing. Then it is the goblin's turn. The one that just got hit, rebounds, steps back forward, and swings at it, but falls short as it's now stumbled back a little further than it had thought. And the other goblin, seeing its friend, goes, "Ah!" Swings hard into the bird, hitting it into the chest and slicing open the front of it as it falls limp to the ground.
Can I see all this through the grass, or am I kind of can't see anymore?
Yeah, you can see through the grass that this bird falls limp to the ground.
Excellent.
And then the goblin cheers. It's your turn.
I will charge at the poor celebrating goblin from behind with my rapier and slash it.
You would have to circle around, but yeah, you could do that. Because you moved up about 10 feet away from them in the grass.
Yeah.
Or 15 feet away from them in the grass, so you'd have to go 15 feet further past them and then come in from behind.
Oh, so I can get it back. Tol's worth it.
I don't think there's a benefit to that, but sure, why not?
There's no benefit, it's flavor.
Okay, so you go in from behind.
Yes. With my rapier and my shield at the ready. That is 13.
That hits.
Excellent. And that is a D8er. 10 damage.
Yeah, with that slice, you slice down his undefended back. He takes a mortal wound immediately and falls limp, still in celebration.
He died a happy death, unlike his comrades.
He didn't see it coming. Winnow is now moving up the path, still just kind of holding defense, but now you have it. The last goblin pincered between the two of you. The last goblin, seeing his friend die, swirls around. And swings at you wildly, kind of just obviously now fearful, and it just missing you completely. Like you don't even have to dodge. It's just
hitting
wildly.
My shield.
It's just it's not even hitting you. It's just wildly swinging in your direction in some sort of feared frenzy.
I pity the goblin.
Your turn.
Do you want to run, little dude? You better run now. As I hold my sword up to him, my rapier.
You gonna roll intimidation?
Yeah, I am, because I got a bloody little rapier. And you know what? It's always good for morale to leave one survivor so they can spread the fear. Spreading fear. Intimidation. That'll be 20.
It is terrified as your blood-soaked blade drips down in front of him as you kind of narrow it in closer and closer with these bold eyes, these great
Run
eyes.
away, little goblin, and even your bird betrayed you.
And it runs in a terrified scream off into the grass.
Oh, there's something so satisfying about making the little one scream.
Are you sure it was a good idea to let it go?
What harm can it do now? He knows that they are not to be trifled with.
Okay. Well, let us hurry, because it's my experience that goblins tend to hold a grudge.
I guess I do not have any experience with goblins. If I cause you any trouble, just give me a call. I'll be happy to exterminate the last of them.
Well, I'm not so worried about me. We now have to find the red pearl. She steps forward, it was another like 20 or 30 feet to the actual beachfront itself. As you step out, you see just a large beachfront, golden white sands, driftwood about, and she kind of ushers to the sands. She's like, "Start digging." Is there
any seagulls about right now? Or did they all scare away in the fray?
The gulls are kind of circling around. It looks like they might be coming in to maybe pick at some of the bodies.
And
actually, I don't know
if
it canon
that seagulls like eating clams and oysters? They do.
So, these oysters are buried beneath the sand.
So seagulls would not actually eat them? They would not be
They
picking
wouldn't
at
be
them?
able to get to them.
Oh, well, there goes my plan. I was going to make it easy. Digging. I don't want to dig. How can I make my job easy? While I dwell this, I am going to pretend to be digging with enthusiasm.
Okay. You can see that she basically walks around until she finds like a dip in the sand, and maybe a little bit of
the bubbles.
Yeah, and then proceeds to dig up through it. Actually, I'm not an expert on oysters, but it may actually be more caked sand or more like wet sand.
It would be wet
loose
sand, and you would find like the bubble hole, and if they're alive, they would be bubbling through the water.
Yeah, I've only ever hunted mussels, so I think they must be similar then, based on what I'm reading from this module. But regardless, let's say it's wet sand, not like beachy Hawaii, granule sand, but like just it's wet sand, and she looks for the dips and the little bubbles, and then she proceeds to dig down and find oysters, and she's cracking them open. You can do the same.
I still want to try this, just in case.
Okay.
I'm going to cast Speak with Animals.
Okay.
And call down one of the seagulls. Ah! Come here, friend!
Okay. You call down one of the seagulls.
Or multiple, however many want to come.
It comes swirling down. You hear a voice from above. Mine. And it comes landing in front of you. Mine.
Red. Mine. Yours. Mine. What do I have? So, I have a little set of dice. And one of them, let's say they're like of a little bit of a red wood. I've never described them before, so we'll just say they're of a red wood here.
I'll allow it.
Thank you. Almighty DM. I put up the roundest dice I have. And I point at it, and I'm like, give me red. I give you good stuff. Trying to be as simple as I can while talking to a seagull.
Animal handling.
Oh, shoot. What is animal handling? Okay. We got this. That was my finger. 18.
Okay. I rolled a percentile die to determine whether or not I thought this thing would understand what you were trying to communicate.
Yes.
Because I didn't know how else to do this, but I'm going to say it's percentile die. And I was thinking
1 to 50 being no?
Yeah, or, well, I was even thinking a little bit, like, the
higher is
idea
good.
that this thing knows what a red pearl is and can specifically know how to guide it to you.
Those things would hoard it. Seagulls are hoarders.
Okay, regardless,
saying,
regardless, it was 100% on a percentile.
Get out.
So we're going to say that this gull, or the seagull, gets what you mean, and it flies up in a very prominent, determined fashion, heading down the beach in a very specific direction.
Now I gotta find out what a seagull wants. I am going to wait for my girlfriend and continue digging with Lady Rossfire.
Okay. As you wait for the gull to return, you're continuing to step around looking for oysters.
Yes.
You hear beneath your feet as you're stepping around, all of a sudden there's a voice coming from beneath the sand. Watch it, pal, you clumsy oaf. You hear?
I look down, I'm like, well, who's this little sassy guy? And I dig ferociously trying to find a voice.
You as you dig down into the earth, you realize as you just need a few moments to brush the dirt aside, you see an oyster as its shell moves in rhythm with its voice. You hear, "Yeah, I'm talking to you, Bigfoot."
Oh, Bigfoot, hey, you're throwing out a little bit of a heavy insult for such a little small clam. Can I catch him?
He's an oyster. Sorry, I think I keep alternating clam and oyster. It is oysters.
It is oysters.
Yeah. Okay.
And he's just flapping around on my toes, or he's up in my face. You know, magical stuff.
He's not moving. He's just talking to you.
Is this normal? Is this the effect to speak with animals? I didn't know you guys could talk. I pick him up. Gently, though.
Yeah, okay.
In my palm. All, like, nice and stuff.
Who you calling an animal?
You? What would you like to be called?
Well, I'd like to be called by my name. My name is Appy.
Hello, Appy. I am Anna Sienna. Pleased to meet your acquaintance. Sorry we got off on a salty start.
Oh, you think you're real funny, don't you?
Yeah, actually I do.
You little elf girl, you think you're real funny?
Oh, hey, you recognize? My ears have been pretty pointy today. Thank you. So, I would like your help, Sir Appy.
Well, you're going to have a hard time getting help from me, seeing as I'm an oyster.
No, actually, that'll help me the most. See, my friend over there is digging through all of your friends, cracking each one. She can't understand you. But I can, obviously. And I've only got a few more minutes in my little spellcasting thing, and I ain't going to do it again, because I can't. So, if you want to save your friends from being ripped open and being pearl searched, you can help me find a couple of red ones.
I don't care about no oysters.
But you're an oyster.
I wasn't always an oyster.
What were you?
I was an orc.
You were an orc.
I was an orc.
You're the tiniest orc I've ever seen.
Well, obviously I'm not an orc now.
What happened to you?
Well, I may have called some sea hag that we saw out in the ocean when we were sailing, maybe some very unkind things, and perhaps maybe she took my soul out of my body and put me in this here oyster.
Damn.
Yeah, I drift up on this shore about, I don't know. Sun goes by and I can't keep track of time, but I'm probably
A little oyster brain, eh?
8 months years ago.
8 months years ago, yeah, that sounds pretty accurate. Big time scare there, little dude. So, you still been an oyster for 8 year month kind of thing. I don't know why I'm going southern on you. Just feels appropriate. Speak with animals makes me does funny things in my head. You help me find some red pearls, I'll help you break the curse. How about that?
Well, I don't know anything about finding pearls.
Don't you, like, converse with these other...
I don't speak oyster.
Oh, I was just
At this
trying.
point, you see Winnow kind of walk over in a puzzled look. Is that oyster talking? Well, that's something you don't see every day now, is it?
Can you hear him?
Yeah, I can hear him.
Oh, here I was thinking my spell was really cool. Alright, well, I guess we gotta be careful with you. Hey, Winnow, Miss Rossfire, he says he's an orc.
It doesn't look like no orc to me.
That's what I said. He's not willing enough to find us any red pearls either, so I don't know what we should do with him.
At that point, you hear gulls kind of heading back in this direction, and you look up and see the gull that you had just been speaking to a moment earlier come flying down with a little glint of red in its beak.
I'm gonna put you away... Appy? Appy, right?
That's me, Appy the Oyster.
Happy the Oyster. I'm glad we got one thing agreed. I'm gonna put you away here. And...
Wait, don't put me down.
Well, there's a seagull coming. You want to be dinner?
What? Joe?
Yeah, no, I didn't think so. I'm gonna put him away.
Okay, you put him away.
All
you
right.
hear muffled, hey, you can't, coming from within your pouch.
Ugh. I'm gonna love his company. It's gonna be great. We're gonna have so many great conversations. Yes! Someone that can't run away from me. Anyway. Hey, little gully.
The gull comes down, and it holds the little red pearl in its beak, and it kind of looks at you with, like, a glare in its eyes.
Rossfire, quietly. Right now, hand me all the oysters you've picked up. Trust me.
Okay. She hands you she has to go around and pick up all the discarded, shells, and she hands you like 5 or 6 of them.
Alright. So, the seagull comes and I have the handful of 6 beautifully cracked open oysters.
Uh-huh.
Ready and waiting for me.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Do they not like oysters?
It drops the pearl and starts pecking at the oysters in your hand.
I make sure one's cracked open and I show the gull. I'm like, here. I show like a little bit of oyster meat in my mouth.
Ah! Mine!
Spit it out, give it to the bird.
Yours!
I eat it again because it's delicious. It's the freshest oyster I've ever eaten. Really good oysters.
It starts pecking at all of the shells in your hand, trying to grab them from you.
Okay, so I drop them down.
Yeah.
And I pick up that pearl real quick.
All the other gulls start swarming down amongst the other
Lay
oysters.
down, Rossfire, run! The gulls are crazy!
Can I get a perception check from you?
Okay. Perception.
And can I get 2 rolls? Advantage on this.
Advantage, absolutely. So the first one was 16. Second one was 16.
Okay, well, that was 16.
Yeah, that was all 16.
As you pick up this red pearl, you turn and run from these gulls, you notice out of the corner of your eye what looks to be something under the surface of the water heading up towards the beach.
I do not like the look at that. I am quickly going to do my divine sense. I have 4 uses before the rest of my long rest.
Mm-hmm.
That will let me know if it is a celestial, fiend, or undead within 60 feet.
You detect no celestials, you detect no fiends, and you detect no undead.
Okay, so that is 1 use of that guy. How large are we talking of a spell?
Approximately 6 feet in length.
Less than the big bird, okay.
It's moving quick up towards
Madame
the shore.
Rossfire, is that local too?
I don't like the look of that either.
I say re-swoop the hill, and I run.
Okay. As you run up the beach towards the path, you see 3 Sawagans, basically fish people, essentially. Gilded ears, fins for ears, gilded necks, come rushing out of the water, and they break into a sprint running behind you.
Am I familiar with these creatures at all?
You know what? I'm not sure. I'm gonna say yes. Given that you live in an archipelago island location, you have probably seen them once or twice on the shores of Gwyneth
and I'm
before.
a guard in Guinevere. Yeah.
They're not your common foe. They're not
No.
something you would fight very often, but
I would know that they're able to survive outside of water for a duration of time.
Yes, correct.
Do I know how long?
Can you just give me a nature check?
How about 18?
All right.
No,
Let's
sorry,
just-
16.
Let's just roll. All right. Yeah, you know that they need to be outside of water for about 4 hours, or they can be outside of water for about 4 hours before they suffocate.
So they are definitely not fun toys to play with. They're out for too long. Okay. And they're rushing me?
Yeah, 3 of them are running up the hill. They seem a bit slower on land than they did in the water, though. They were coming at quite a clip in the water. Now they're probably matching your pace.
And they're what? How far away, you said? Sorry? It's 40 feet? From the beach line, right?
You start running before they got onto the beach
Yeah.
itself, so they're probably about 60 feet apart from you.
It's 60 feet, 60 feet, 60 feet.
You're in the tall grass now, running
Yes.
running past.
Oh, I don't want to battle 3 of these fish dudes. It's terrifying. But I don't think I'm going to have a choice. I will ready my rapier and find a defensive spot. Like, we're going up a little bit on the beach, right? We're
Yep.
on the trail now.
Yeah, in the tall grass area.
In the tall grass area.
Yeah.
I'm going to tuck into the tall grass just a couple of feet, just enough to cover my position.
Okay.
And I'm going to pull a mid-am Rossfire with me.
Okay. You both tuck into the grass.
And I'm going to ready my rapier and shield. And I can only ready 1 action, so I cannot ready a bonus action, so that is what I'll do.
As they run, as you're kind of you're just a few feet into the grass, right? You can see the shapes of these bluish kind of green shimmering creatures. You see 2 of them run up towards you, and one of them gets within range, and you slash out from it from the bush and
Excellent.
attack it.
I go for his ankles. With 19.
That hits. Roll for damage.
That is a 1d8 plus 5 piercing. That is 8 damage.
Okay. So yeah, you get the jump on him, and you slash into his. You said into his legs.
Yeah.
Yeah, you slash at one of his legs and cut into his thigh. You slice past his armor, kind of scaly, and you see a bit of just almost liquid, I guess clear fishy goo, kind of pour out of the wound.
Ew.
And
Does this smell salty?
they do smell quite salty.
Gross.
Stepping out of the bush and slashing into his thigh, you see that 2 of them are here, and the third one has retreated back to the shore. Only 2 followed you all the way up.
What are they doing? Are they being aggressive towards me still?
Oh, yeah,
Oh, yes.
we're rolling
Oh, yes.
initiative. Right,
Okay,
so-
okay. We're rolling initiative. That kind of aggression. Got it. How about 16 initiative from me?
Okay. So that was a surprise round. First round of combat, you go first.
Excellent. So now that I have /1, I will also do... This will go up for 1 minute, which is 6 rounds, correct?
What is the spell?
Searing Smite.
Can I see? I believe... Yeah, that's a self up to a minute, but it is concentration, which
Yeah,
means you
and
won't be
then-
able to cast any other concentration spells, and if you're hit, there's a chance you might break it.
So Divine Smite will be better, but that is still a spell slot wasted. I only have 1 left. So Searing Smite seems to be the best action for me currently.
You do have one other action. If I could remind you of your character, but you can maybe let me know.
Yes, please, go ahead.
You do have your Fey Step as well.
Yes, but my current ability does not do much right now. Because I'd have to teleport 10 feet between them, right to them, and then I can fear them.
You're Autumn, aren't you?
Yes, it's the fearing one.
It's the
Oh, it's the charming one. You're right. Do I want to charm them?
You don't have to. I'm just saying that's another option.
Yes. I can use it as a backup.
Okay.
Because that one does not cost me a spell slot.
Yeah. So you're gonna do your spell then.
Yeah, I want to, and it's not very often I get to battle some big boys. Pumped up from finding the pearl and getting an orc in my pocket. I'm good to go. Who's got orcs in your pocket? I do. I do. Okay. I'm a roll to attack with a searing smite. Oh. 7.
That does not hit.
No, it doesn't. Welp. I tried.
Okay. They go. So the first Swagan bites at you. It misses completely. It just bites the air in
We
front
just
of you.
missed each other barely.
It does attack you with its claws, though. So this is the one that you've hit, and so it bites at you, and then it just starts using its claws, kind of attacking in kind of instinct, swinging out. And although its bite kind of completely whiffs the air, just like doesn't even hit anywhere near you, it's more snarling and clacking its teeth than actually attacking. The second attack with its claws, it full on like rips into you, catching you deep in the chest, and it leaves a slash across the front of you. Okay, so it critical slashes into your chest, dealing 5 points of damage.
Oh.
The second one bites at you as well. This one sinks its teeth into your shoulder.
I'm going to defensive duelist react and add my AC to 19.
I'm not sure about the timing on this.
It's reaction to the second guy's attack.
So that would be before I roll, I think.
Yes, but I didn't get to declare before you rolled. My bad.
I'm sorry. I'll give you more time in the future.
Thank you.
In this situation, I'm going to say no.
Okay.
Because it is a critical again with this bite.
Shoot, eh?
So that bite was, I think I rolled the dice once, but I don't remember what I was. So I'm going to just roll, and then yeah. So this one does 7 damage as it bites into your shoulder, grabbing on, and then while still kind of holding on to you, it grabs its spear from its back and then jabs forward towards you. What is your AC? What's your AC?
17 currently, without defensive.
As it's holding on with its bite still, it grabs that spear from its back and it kind of just thrusts forward. And the way it's angled into you, it just slices across your armor, deflecting slightly and glancing away without actually damaging you.
Oh, that was a close one.
It is your turn again.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. No, it is...
Madame Rossfire?
Yes, Winnow. Winnow Rossfire, and she... you can hear the mumbling and a bright light from the bushes, and you heal 2 points of damage.
Now it is my turn. Alright. Smite is still active. It is my second turn with Smitey. I am going to roll.
You would have had... That was a concentration, wasn't it?
Oh, yes, you were right.
Okay, so... You take damage. You must succeed a concentration saving throw to maintain your concentration. DC is equal to 10, half the damage you've taken. Equal to 10 or half, whichever number is higher. So I don't think you took more than 20. So
no.
DC 10 on each of those. For
and I rolled 20?
Yeah, so you took damage twice. So you need to roll twice for those concentration checks.
And I have to roll...
10.
10 or higher? That's an 18?
Yeah, the second one?
3.
Okay, so the second one causes you to lose concentration, the bite to the shoulder, and you are no longer casting that spell.
Dang it. Well, now I'm just angry. I'm a set my rapier on them again.
Oh, yeah, it's a Constitution saving throw, sorry. I don't know if that matters.
Not really, because I rolled so low there.
Okay.
Because it would have given me a +2, right?
I misread the Constitution as concentration, which is, yeah. It's just
Same.
in case there was any modifiers. Okay.
No, Constitution is +2.
Okay.
And I rolled power. Okay. I swing with my rapier, being spellless, but not helpless. Natural 20.
Okay, which, are you attacking the already hurt one?
Yes.
Okay.
The one I was wailing on before.
Yes.
So, now, that's 25, and I roll this dice twice, adding my modifier once. So, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 damage.
Okay.
Thank you, Natural 20. You're beautiful.
You hit this guy hard. slashing him across the torso, and he's bleeding profusely, and kind of a little bit of gore is kind of pouring out of him.
Ew.
And he falls a little limp, but manages to step back. But you can see he's just ready to be blown over. Like, just a small breath and he would fall.
Has it still been within the 10-minute range since my seagull spell?
No.
No, 10 minutes has elapsed?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna say it's been 10 minutes since
Shame.
then. With all the fuss with the talking oyster.
Yeah, that would have taken a little bit. That darn talking oyster.
Okay.
Appy the oyster.
Did you want to do anything else? Was that your whole turn?
So I have one that's almost... What is the other guy doing by the shore?
You don't see the third one.
He's gone.
Yeah.
I think it is a good time. You're both looking hurt next to me, right?
No, you've been focusing on one. The other one looks fully healed.
It's a good time to face up.
Okay. You're just going to blink slightly to the side, essentially?
Yeah, I have to stay within 10 feet.
Okay.
So, what I'm going to do is blink out of existence and show up behind the two of them. Are they both together outside the grass?
Yeah, they're on either side of you.
So I'm gonna flip the position. I'm gonna go on either side of them.
Okay.
With out of their melee range, so I'll be about 7 or 8 feet away.
Okay, so you'll be 5 feet away from them.
Yes.
Yeah. A 5-foot gap.
Yeah, because I'm about 5 foot on one side, so I'm gonna.
We may not be using paper, but in my mind, I'm still thinking of everything on a grid. So
no, for sure.
So
I'm trying to stay out of their reach while maintaining my teleportation range, because I can go up to 30 feet.
Yes. Yeah, so if you go to the other side of so you're teleporting to the other side, staying within 10 feet, but giving yourself a 5-foot gap so that
More
you're
than
not
5 foot gap, yeah.
So you're not within melee.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then they need to do wisdom checks.
Okay. And the DC is
13.
13. Okay. The injured one. So sorry, clarifying. So what does your face step do?
This one, I get to step any which way, teleport up to 30 feet.
Yep.
And 2 creatures of my choice, so I'm choosing both of them.
Yep.
Within sight, being within 10 feet, have to do a wisdom save or be charmed for 1 full minute.
Okay, and then checking...
Until someone hurts them or blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, so charmed is a charmed creature can't attack the charmer, and the charmer... or target the charmer with a harmful ability or magic effect.
Exactly.
The charmer has advantage on any ability check to interact socially with the creature.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first one that's been badly wounded fails, so he is charmed. You can see he's immediately more passive and kind of goes a bit more relaxed, which almost sets him on his back because he's just so wounded.
Poor
and then
dude.
The other one next to him that's been fully healed also kind of just goes into more of a relaxed stand. From kind of a leaned over, hunched, ready to bite at you again, you see this like bloodthirst in his eyes to just like a...
Huh.
Just passive, just almost stationary. Or not, yeah, he's no longer looks like he's aggressively going to move in your direction is what I mean. He's charmed. They're both charmed.
So while they're stationed, I'll be like, you mind explaining what's going on here? What's your problem? I can't understand fish.
That is correct.
Lady Rossfire, can you understand them?
No. You hear a whisper from the bushes.
Thanks, grass. But they seem to understand me.
They seem to respond to you in fish noises.
Well, this is rather confusing and upsetting. Can I just gesture for them to go back to the ocean? Just go? Do they react?
Roll something.
I have advantage on any social contact.
You do, yeah. I'm going to say that this is persuasion.
All right. I can handle that. That is 11. Plus advantage. 14.
Okay. He seems to understand you.
Yes.
Yes. He looks over at his companion that has now slumped onto the ground and is kind of holding his stomach together, putting pressure on the deep blood wound. Or it's, I guess...
Deep fish wound?
Deep fish wound. Here's a question. Do fish bleed red?
I don't think they bleed.
The wound is being covered, and it's oozing liquid of some color and some variety, but who knows?
Some clear goo.
Yeah.
Clear fish goo.
And so he looks at his companion, he looks at you, and you still see a bit of that, you have that slash and the bite, and you almost see him stare intently at the blood soaking your clothing and the wounds, and you almost see this, flash of rage, but he's still being held back from it. But he looks down at his friend, and finally, reluctantly, he leans over and grabs him, picks him up by kind of like a over the shoulder, and the two of them head back towards the water.
I flip them off behind their backs.
Okay.
And then I collect Rossfire, and I whisper at her, I'm like, let's get out of here. I do not like those fishmen. And I try and usher her away from the situation with my red pearl in one pocket and double checking, making sure it's there, and then Appy the oyster in the other pocket.
As you tap the pouch to see if he's there, you hurry.
All right, good. Shut up now. And I holding my thing with my own wounds, my own blood and wounds. I try and take off up the path as quickly as it is, because I know time is limited for their charms.
How long was that charm? About a minute?
1 minute.
Okay. I'm going to say you can first for maybe 15-30 seconds. It was a very quick leave, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe 10-15 seconds very quickly, and then they walked away for 45, but in that time you started sprinting. So by the time it would have worn off, there was a fair distance between you.
Fish people.
Heading back down the trail, Winnow goes, well, that was eventful, I suppose.
This is an everyday for you. I ain't going to live on this island.
I don't come down to the beach that often, I'll be fair, I'll tell you, but I needed this red pearl. You do have it, correct?
I do. I told you I would. I double checked to make sure there's 1 or 2. Did it go give me 1 or 2?
Gave you 1.
Dang it. Looks like I couldn't keep my promise, but I also didn't do a lot of digging.
You did not. You kind of took the easy path.
But I still got it done.
Yes, you did. She reaches out for the red pearl.
It's really pretty. And I hand it to her almost reluctantly.
Okay. She takes the red pearl. Thank you.
Of the fish people, what were they called again? What did you name them?
The Sawagan.
The Sawagan. Is there any connection between that pearl and the Sawagan that we know of?
I wouldn't know.
Because they showed up as soon as I got that pearl.
I hear that they do roam the beaches from time to time.
That was aggravated assault on an officer and a seer. I'd say there's something fishy about this.
Well, regardless, it's mine now, and it'll be used up after these 2 divinations, for quite sure.
Excellent. Hopefully it's worth it. And we have to figure out what's going on with our little Appy dude. And I take him out, and I'm cuddling him, who's my favorite little oyster? And I just... Hey!
Stop it!
No. You're mine now. And I put it back in the pocket.
So you head back to High Rock. We're gonna finish the session here essentially. Yeah. But you head back to the mining town of High Rock. She proceeds to perform a ritual in which she uses her divination to try and find the artifact. She kind of passes her mind all over the entirety of the Moonshea Isles, or in the general area, and she tries to focus, and she says, "You said it was a powerful artifact, correct?"
Yes, lost on the northern path of the main island.
Of Gwyneth.
Of Gwyneth.
She kind of focuses. She's like, I see 3 powerful magical essences on this island.
3?
3. I cannot focus in, and you do not have any more information about it specifically.
It's above my pay grade, ma'am.
Then I can just tell you that I sense 3 sources, and she's like, I can picture them, but I cannot see what they are.
That's fine. We narrow down locations.
She breaks the trance, and she proceeds to scrummage around and find a map. The map indicates, as she quickly sketches, Alador is a fairly narrow, long island. You on High Rock are on a northern eastern edge of it. She sketches down a location on the far west opposite of High Rock named Blodvari. She's like, this is a northerner settlement. The northern men have a location here. I sensed great magical energy here. In the middle of the long island is a large forest on this map, and she marks in the center of it. I also sense something of some energy, some power here in the center of the forest as well. And then at the very end...
What's the name of the forest? Is there a name?
The Dernala Forest. Near Lahai, the town of Lahai. I believe it's somewhere close to there. I saw flashes of it for just a moment.
Okay.
And then near the southern tip, in the middle of nowhere, she's like, there is no town near here. There's no nothing, but there is I saw a cove, and I sensed something magical in that area as well.
Well, if I was a couple of pirates, the southern cove sounds like the most likely place to stash their treasure. Pirates don't commonly hide their goodies in forests or underneath the likes of other men. It sounds like I have a bit of a tour. And the question is, do I go across and down, covering my bases, or do I start at the bottom and work my way up? So many choices. Thank you so much for your help, though. Hopefully the remaining of the spell works for you and you're able to come to an agreement with the Rook Oath clan and about those tunnels. You figure out a solution.
Yes, hopefully we can deal with the orcs in this area, and then we can focus on retaking the tunnels and making our way back to our home settlement, our homeland of Gwyneth. I know that we have spoken to your queen, and that she has opened to us our return if we can deal with some of the unseelie fae in the area.
It is always appreciated dealing with the unseelie. It's a hard task to do with few hands. I will help you any way I can once I return from my mission. And if you have any news, feel free to deliver a message.
I don't think that's readable. I've marked off, I've censored out a few names on the map. Hopefully they're not readable.
No, they're not.
That's what that marking sound was.
I assumed it was marking sounds. Being marking. And there are the tunnels. Those are not the tunnels they're talking about, however.
Those are the tunnels that they're talking about.
Ah, they are. The tunnels of Dwarvenholm.
Yeah. They cross between. But based on my readings, I believe that those tunnels extend all the way up to the mountains.
They do.
It's just not shown? Or
No, it is. It's the dotted line.
Oh, yes. You're right. Yeah, I thought that was a trail, but you're right. There is a trail. But anyways, the mountains themselves that they're in, there is a tunnel. There is essentially an Underdark under the Moonshea Isles as well, which is in the past always been the Rustfire clans. The
Underdark.
Yeah, anyways, so this is something that I think you would have some knowledge on as well.
Absolutely.
Or she just communicated it to you. Regardless, though, you have 3 destinations.
I got a good map, a good ally, in the clan of the dwarves. I have a new companion to keep me company, as I do not have my fellow guardsmen with me. I ask for a place to stay for the evening, to rest my weary body after the eventful day at the beach.
You are able to find a inn without much difficulty, and you pay the standard modest price of 5 silver for a room,
Sounds good.
and that is where we will end this session.
I sleep.
You sleep.
Actually,
And
I trance.
sleep.
Pardon.
Oh, sorry. You trance.
And trance.
What did you think? Or I guess we should, I guess, final thoughts? Anything else you want to ask? Questions, thoughts, concerns?
My only concern is when do we get to play again, Tolhe?
Well, when we find the time.
Okay. That's an honest answer.
I do have the next few set up, so it should be doable. I do think that I want to break before I would do that again. I think I've been a bit rusty since the last time I DM'd.
I'm also very rusty, but I also don't play a lot of melee characters. I'm very spell heavy. This is one of the first times I'm ever playing somebody that's very much smash and bash, with a little spells, but it's going to be a balancing. I feel like I should be doing something more than smashing, but really, I am smashy.
You got out of some tricky situations,
which I'm very grateful for.
I will say that also this is meant to be a 1 to 4 level of a 1 to 4th level campaign for 4 to 5 players. But to make that work, we just made you a 4th level character.
And we're kind of feeling it out.
Yeah, and I think some of this is working. I think you could have killed those Swaggin before they killed you.
I probably could have, but I was getting a little antsy.
No, for sure, for sure.
That and no issues using my face step. Use the skills where you have them.
You charmed them and persuaded them to leave. I will say that if his friend wasn't so injured, he probably wouldn't have left.
Yes. That is also why I like leaving that one for later, just in case my battling does not take enough effect. It's a good backup. I'm a little disappointed with my Searing Smite, but Speak with Animals did exactly what I wanted it to do.
With some extra percentiles and some rolls, but you know what? Whatever, you got it. You did it.
The second
you persuaded him. And
there was oyster hunting, I'm like, there's seagulls happening. Seagulls love oysters.
You know, if I was to be perfectly honest, I don't know if seagulls love oysters, or I don't know if I agree with that. You could be very right, and
they
could
smash
be
oysters on rocks to get the inside.
But would they know enough to get the red? They're not smart. Like animal.
They're
when
not
you speak
crows, but I mean, if there's a bunch of shiny objects.
But would they know a red pearl?
They would know a big red dot. Like,
okay.
They crack something open, it's usually white and it's red. Like, I'm not colorblind, right?
I rolled the percentile dice. It came out at 100%. That was enough for me to say
knew what's up.
That was the smartest seagull on the entire beach that you could have talked to.
Yeah.
Within at least 5 beaches.
Within at least 5 beaches.
I don't know about Happy's voice. I'm not sure how to send that yet. But yeah. It was a little unfortunate timing, just to be 100% clear in case it wasn't coming across. Happy the unhappy oyster.
Happy the unhappy.
Is how he's denoted in the module, FYI. That's his full title.
I love it.
He is not Speak with Animals. I know you cast that beforehand, which made it a little confusing, I think.
No, because I clarified it with Lady Rossfire.
I had to do that, yes. But, like, yeah, that is just a talking oyster.
Love it. And I was talking to him after the spell wore off, so.
Yeah. No, he's just...
He's a talking oyster.
He is a cursed oyster that was a half-orc sailor that was cursed by a sea hag and put his soul into an oyster because he called her some mean
nasty
stuff.
Names.
He called her some mean stuff.
And he does not have a red pearl.
He did not have... No, he had no pearl.
What a disappointing oyster.
But he just kind of swept up on this beach a while back because she just threw him in the water.
8 to 10 month years.
Yeah, 8 to 10 month years. And so, but he's an oyster.
I I'm very happy I have an oyster friend. I'm going to have to... I guess I will note, after everything's settled down, I'm going to go get some seawater in a waterproof pouch and make sure Appy the unhappy oyster is as happy as possible.
We might have to do some research on how to keep oysters...
alive and moist.
Well, I don't know. It's a cursed half-orc, so I don't even know if you have to keep it in normal...
I'm going to do it anyway. I want to make all precautions. Appy the unhappy is going to be happy.
Okay, well... in case of spelling, it's H-A... P-P-I.
Yes. I believe that's how I read it.
It's Appy.
Yeah.
You gotta be happy. Okay. I think that's where we're gonna end the video recording, though. This is almost exactly 2 hours. But I'll probably edit this down because there's probably gaps in writing and stuff in between. But we'll see what we get this down to. Let us know if you enjoyed this. I think we had fun.
Oh, yes.
But we'll see whether or not people liked this. It's kind of a semi-weird thing, but yeah.
It took a little while to get rolling this time. You know, we're all learning. First time playing the character. First time DMing in a little bit. We're just going to get better as we go along.
Yeah, we'll see. All right.
No, confidence, Tolhe. Confidence.
Okay, Drixy.
Yeah.
For now, though, this is going to be Tolhe signing out.
And Drixy signing out.
Later, guys.
Bye.